Okay, what's up? It's Kit. Time for another video. Today, we're gonna be tying one of these. I'm gonna show you how it's done. It is a jig fly. Originally, it was a fly that I tie for shallow water when the fish are spooked. And as you can see, it looks like a shrimp. And it's actually a very useful fly for when the fish are spooked in shallow water. I tied this on a 3-gram jig head, which is practically the heaviest that I would go when fishing really shallow water. Otherwise, it'll be 1 gram or less. And these flies shine in very shallow water with spooked fish. If you're facing conditions that are like that, give this fly a chance, and I guarantee you'll have a great time. All right, so if you have just joined us and clicked on this video, if you are basically new to the channel, this channel talks about the hows and whys of fishing. We cover everything from big game, ultralight, everything in the middle, including fly fishing. And this is kind of like a crossover between fly fishing, fly tying, and ultralight. All right, so here we go. For this video, we are going to tie it on a jig head. This is a 3-gram jig head. And I make these, just make it myself. Although I have a mold, but if you're in a pinch, you could just use a split shot. Crimp it on the jig hook, or even a regular hook, really. Alright, so the only luxury I allow myself when tying this is thread. Alright, it has to be proper thread. So start with the thread base. As always, we don't skimp on the steps here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tie a base up until the bend of the hook. Right there, okay? So, alright, I'm gonna bring you guys in so that you can see this. Alright, that's not close enough, is it? We'll go even closer. There we go. Alright, so thread, since this is normal thread, okay, you could just go like that and it will cut. Okay, I'm gonna flip this so that it's easy. What I want to do is actually make a bump right here. Okay, so when I make a bump right here, I have sort of like a base to put in some of the material that we're going to use, which I will show you. It's funny. Okay, now this, when you put it there, what happens is that you want it to kind of flare out. It gives you a bit of volume. And that's it. Alright. Okay, so the material we're going to use is this. Okay. What it is craft fur fluff. Alright. Now, if you have like a teddy bear at home or whatever, you'll have, you know, something like this. And what I do is just brush it. Steel brush right there. Okay. Like that. And whatever comes out, you'll see there's fluff. And see, I didn't clean this so that I could show you guys. See that right there? Alright, you take that off. That's pretty much your material. Okay, so now I'm gonna have to clean this up a little bit because there are fibers there that I don't want, because what we want is pure white. Okay, and there's some fibers from other flies there. Okay, so first just take a little bit of the fluff, okay? And then what you do is take, this is something that you need to see, all right? So what I do here is basically just make a rope out of this, okay? And then just twist. Don't worry if it untwists, okay? I'm gonna show you guys a really cool technique here. So we're gonna pretty much make a body, okay? What you do is pinch this lightly, okay? Start it out first like that, okay? It doesn't have to be, okay? There we go. As soon as it bites, give yourself a little bit of line here. Hold the material and lightly pull on it to keep it taut, okay? And then you apply it. And what happens here is that it forms a rope. Each time you turn, it twists and it distributes the material tightly. Okay, just like that. So there are experts that actually can put this on right there, and then when they, do that, it just comes on perfect. But I'm no expert, so I found this to be something that works for me. So what I'm gonna do here is actually go through, I mean, a lot of people would say that I have a lot of material, right? So this is the purpose. So basically, I am winding the material a bit too much there. Take off a little bit, just pull it down. All right, so I'm taking the material and actually building the body. And what you want for the body is actually a taper. All right, so you want more in front here. And it's all right to distribute. So just distribute it. Okay, I want a good base right there. And you notice that I'm also tying with white thread. So basically, if I make a lot of wraps there, it just disappears. And white is really what you want to use for this, okay? So go like that to shape the body. Like I said, the only luxury on this fly is really just the thread. Okay, now, it might not look much right now, but I guarantee you that it will look something later. All right, so take another part of that fluff, okay? Roll it around like that, okay, to form a length of fluff like that, okay? Now, go like that, okay? Just under the barb. 2, okay, 3, and I do a half hitch just so it doesn't go away. There we go, that locks it in place. Okay, bring this forward like so. So basically you have that extending forward, and it kind of looks like the horns, right? So you flip it around. Let's do the legs here. Okay, so take a smaller tuft, roll it around, okay, like so, pull, just ensure that the fibers actually have a sort of like a center point. Okay, now what you want is do this a bit shorter, okay? So you can see there, this is longer, this is shorter, okay? Like so, like that, tie it. Okay, what we want is this to have there, like that, pull, and then go back. You'd see that it actually forms like legs. Don't worry, at this point, we are just building this up. All right. Now, important detail. Okay. At this point, what you want is take a black Sharpie marker. Okay. And then put a black dot there. And that'll represent kind of like the black dot at the back of the head. All right. Now, what you want is, this is the most complicated bit. It's called a dubbing loop. All right. So I need to zoom out so you guys can see. All right. So what I'm doing is making a loop of thread, going like that, and I'll make the thread long enough for this whole body. All right. Here we go. Not necessary, but if you have a rotary vise, life is easier. Okay, I'll put that on the rest. And I made this. Okay, it's a makeshift spinner. Okay, I'll put it there, like so. And then I'll take the fluff that I have left and pull it apart, like so. Like that. Nice try. Put it in like so. You want it to be as close as possible. Now, I'm gonna use a bit more fluff. Just, okay, there we go. Alrighty, I'm gonna insert it here. Okay, just so I know I have enough. All right, and then we are going to spin this. All right, so all I'm doing is actually just spinning it. So I'm holding it, spinning. Okay, and then boom, spin it again. There we go. Now it's kind of tight, and what I want to do is get my brush. This is a small steel brush, and I'll just brush this off like that. Okay, so I'm taking some of the fluff off, but at the same time I'm making sure that these, basically you're making a feather. You have these, all right? Okay, now I'm gonna bring you in again. All right, so we are going to turn. And each time we turn, we are going to fold the feathers in, like so. Fold, 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 fold. Okay, basically you do that until it reaches the very end. Okay, that's it. Okay, turn that. All right. Now we just lock it. So I'm just twisting the line together with my thread right there, and I will pull this off. Okie dokie. And then we will lock it in place with half hitches or a whip finish. Okay, and then cut the thread. And as you can see here, that is one buggy looking fly. We're not done yet. We are not done yet. We make it beautiful. This is the fun part. All right, so if you have a brush, just go ahead and brush it like so. Okay. All right, now let's give this thing a haircut. One of the things I realized is that for tying, you need a really good pair of scissors. Okay, so what you want, actually, let me do it like this. Okay, what you want is a cut that is from the front going to the back. All right, so from here going up like that. Okay, go to the back, and it doesn't matter where the position is, just protect the ones on top right here. Okay, the top here, go like that, and everything that's on the bottom you just trim, and you have to trim it at a taper. Okay, so this is the fly right here. I'm gonna cut it like that. Okay, like so. There we go. You can see. Okay, so you can see there's a taper. Okay, now the next thing is for you to give it like a top haircut. So here, we cut this. Okay. Then trim the sides. Okay, so as you can see, right there, kind of looks like a shrimp. Okay, so trim this, the sides. Be very careful. Okay, here. All right, and then I want a cut. There we go. As you can see, that cut, okay, is just from the bend going up. And that made all the difference. As you can see now, it's a perfect silhouette of a shrimp. Okay, so I'm gonna put this on here because the next step is actually very important that we have to have it positioned like that. So I'm gonna move you there, and then we're gonna zoom in. All right, so just inspect, see if there are more things to trim here. Okay, we're just making sure that things are kind of clean, because you don't want any errant hairs to actually just kind of become random. All right, so there we go. Now you need a black pen, a brown pen, and I'm gonna use yellow this time. All right, so first thing is that you need yellow underneath. Okay, yellow or orange. So put that like so. All right, you see it? There we go. Put some on the sides. Okay, you can see the spot there that looks kind of like a brain. All right, now just here, okay, just here, just at the hook, put a dot. Okay, that will be very prominent right there. Okay, and the hook, the shank is basically kind of like your marker. Okay, so as you can see, there we go. You have a dot. Alrighty. Now, the dot for the brain, or you know what would be the brain, that will become very visible when this is wet, because this material actually becomes translucent. So that's pretty cool. Alrighty, so you see that? Okay, let's move you so it's centered. All right, there we go. Now we need to go crazy with the brown, and all it is just dots, just random dots. Okay, like that here. Okay, put some in the yellow, that tips, that, just random. Okay, there, like even in the yellow, orange or yellow really, just put random dots. There we go. That is it. All right, the last step is to brush everything. There we go. So the brushing actually kind of blends things. All right. Now, we kind of lost the black dot for the eyes, so you could always actually just put it back on, and it should be at the barb. So I'm just gonna put the dot prominently there. We'll do the same for the other side. That way, it's not important, but you know, see, you have two eyes there, some eggs and all that. There we go. That is done. So this jig fly I've been using for years, and a very good application for this is in very shallow water when the fish are kind of spooked with flash. This fly, or well, I originally used it as a fly, but putting it on a jig head gives it the same function, especially on smaller jig heads like this. So this 3 grams is just about as much as I would use in really shallow spooked fish water. All right, so basically when the fish are shallow and really nervous, these are the times when you use this fly. There's no flash. The material has great translucency, and as you can see, it's really an optical illusion. Okay, sits down on the water like that. Really nice. When you move it, this just pulsates. A lot of the strikes that you get from this fly is actually just the fish looking at it and then striking it. It's almost a do nothing fly. Okay, so that is it. Here we go. Very easy. One material fly, and all you need are just a couple of markers, really. Okay. Now, if you have questions, go ahead and leave them in the comment section. Of course, you know I always answer. We're back. Upload times I haven't really kind of figured out. I'm still kind of doing my bearings and stuff. I was supposed to go fishing today, and I was gonna take you guys out with me, but kind of windy. Hopefully we'll see in the next few days if we'd be able to go. All right, so yeah, that's it. And if you want to learn more, and if you haven't yet, click on that subscribe button. If you want your friends or your group, your fishing buddies to learn more, share this video, of course. Give it a thumbs up if you learned something. And that's it for now. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Class dismissed.